So let's do a quick recap. Adam22 is the CEO and creator of No Jumper, a very popular online podcast as well as media outlet for rap news, hip hop vibes, as well as interviews in general. A lot of people have showed up to No Jumper, rappers, celebrities, and other people that made it an interesting platform. And there's been multiple interviews I've watched on No Jumper in the past, and Adam's done a good job being a podcaster. Now, Adam has grown this empire over the course of 10 years where he has brought on more co-hosts, more podcasters. He has successful network shows that are under him, shows that don't include him, but they do numbers as well. And over time, he's just grown larger and larger and more successful. Now, eventually, he gets in a relationship with his current wife, Lena the Plug, and he starts to go down a more nefarious route, something that seems to be a personal pleasure for himself that necessarily doesn't really contribute to his network, but it's something that he likes, where he starts to have podcasts with Lena as well as other adult entertainers. And from this, there's a weird podcast adult relationship that occurs where he has podcasts with these people, and then afterwards he'll shoot a scene with them, and the idea is that they have an interesting podcast, and then at the same time they tip their toes into the adult entertainment industry by uploading to their OF this different content with this individual. Now, for a while this seemed to work fine. There wasn't a big mesh between the two. It seemed like a dirty deed that Adam had enjoyed on the side, but then things started to change last year where this started to become a much larger part of his identity. And some would say it's something that corrupted him in the sense that after marrying his girlfriend, things then seemed to develop a lot faster, where now his wife was doing scenes by herself.
Hey guys, guess who I'm shooting with today? It's finally happening. Wow, I did not know you were going to do that.
And not only was she doing scenes by herself, but Adam was a part of it, and he made a big deal about it, a big announcement. And when people rightfully clowned him on the internet for doing this, he came out and said, this is going to be the biggest thing ever. This is going to be huge. This is going to be something that will expand my empire further. Basically looking at his wife as an investment. And I don't want to bring this up, but he has brought it up in the past, saying that he is a family man. He does have children. I'm not going to name their names or show them. And I think that's something he should avoid as well, because he is someone who tries to live both lives, where he says that, isn't it okay that I do this on the side? But in reality, it's becoming a larger and larger part of his podcasting as well as his identity.
The image above is my wife about to film her first ever scene with a performer besides myself. And this is my question. Why in this modern day and age where, trans stuff is all good, we seem very accepting of like everybody's preferences and what they're into, what is so wrong with me being down with my wife?
So fast forward to a couple of months ago, where after the video occurs and his wife basically sullies their relationship, not much happened from that. I mean, there was a laughingstock incident where people were making fun of Adam, saying that he was a clown, and there was a clout age in that 2-week period where people tuned in and paid attention, but no one really paid for the video. No one really stuck around. It was basically a blip in the radar. Follow up, couple months later, Adam then doubles down on this whole charade by creating a fake reality TV show called For the Love of Lena. Now, this show, I watched a few episodes. It was a callback to the E! News era of bad reality TV shows. Think of shows like For the Love of New York or For the Love of Flavor Flav. Or Flavor of Love, rather. It's basically just a corny reality TV show, and the idea is at the end, the winner of the show would basically, again, get to do a scene with Adam and his wife, or his wife by themselves. I don't really know, and I don't really care. And I think at the conclusion of the show, what was so interesting to me is that it didn't really do anything. Adam put so much time and effort into an entire show, production, fake lines, fake fights, events, and all this corny garbage, and it really didn't do much of anything. And the first incident also didn't do much of anything. And it's ironic to me that Adam was able to go for 10 years, gradually growing his reputation as well as his income and empire. And in a short 2-year period, he's destroyed his reputation. He's now put on himself as a clown, someone who's willing to lose credibility, lose his reputation for the appearance of gaining clout, but in reality, he's gained not much of anything. And what's amazing from this outcome is really seeing that Adam did all of this for really nothing. He sold his soul for nothing. I mean, there's some people who sell their souls and they get a record label out of it. Some people sell their souls and they get to run a country out of it. But Adam did it for the love of doing it and got nothing out of it. And it really is something that is really deplorable, and at the same time you almost feel bad for Adam because he has lied to himself enough where he thinks it's okay. He tries to rationalize it multiple times in the past by saying, you know, if you're LGBT or you're part of this lifestyle, that's totally okay, but if I want to do this with my wife, there's a problem. And it's like, Adam, you're not doing this in the privacy of your home. You're not even doing this in the construct of a relationship. You're doing this for monetary gain, and you're upset that people are calling you out for trying to get that monetary gain and that attention for such a low-life behavior and actions. And he may pretend and say that he doesn't care, it doesn't bother him, but the fact that he had to defend it so much, he had to bring it up multiple times, and he had to get a bunch of lackeys and yes men to agree with him, kind of paints the picture that he does care. And it's really an amazing situation where if Adam were to go and make another reality TV show, or if he would make an announcement that his wife is making a new video and that he was going on a new venture, it really wouldn't matter. It's day-old news at this point. People are aware that Adam 22 is a freak. Nobody cares. And we move on. It's basically like when Epstein came out. The first 2 weeks it was big news. Then Epstein killed himself with 2 shots to the back of the head. And now no one really expects much of anything, except for when Stephen Hawking came out on that list. That was crazy. When I saw Stephen Hawking there, I lost my mind. But the point is that it's normalized to the point now that it's not even that shocking. It's not even that controversial. And it really shows that Adam pretty much sold his soul for no reason.
At the end of every single video, make sure you ask people to rate and subscribe to your content. It makes them feel like they're involved even though they're really not. And most importantly, make sure they comment on every single video. If you have to, disguise it. You know, call it something like the question of the day. And really make them think you're gonna really read it when you really don't have to. Ha ha ha!